What's going on, everyone? So, there was news that came out the other day. Just been a bunch of other stuff that came out. But I wanted to talk about the news that the Lakers are on the list of a couple teams, handful of teams that De'Aaron Fox could end up on. I think a lot of it is just he's a Klutch client and Rich Paul and LeBron. I don't think De'Aaron Fox is that realistic. The only way I see the Lakers landing De'Aaron Fox is if De'Aaron Fox pulls an Anthony Davis. And him and Rich Paul essentially say, we're only going to the Lakers, we're not going anywhere else. Because in the offseason, which is when I think he'll be traded, I don't think they're going to trade him this season. I don't. Right? Could that change? Of course, things always change. But I think he'll kind of play the season out, let the season finish, and then also he'll, again, be on the final year of his contract, so he'll have more say, he'll have more power, he can kind of dictate and go to the places that he wants to go, rather than them shipping him out somewhere because his team's like, oh, we'd get him for a year and a half, right? So I think he'll wait until the offseason, but come the offseason, I do think he will be available. And because he will have power, and he will have the ability to kind of steer where he wants to go, if that team is the Lakers, then yes, I do think that he could make sense and team up with the Lakers. Problem is, I just think that if there's even a consideration of anyone else, right, you can kiss it goodbye, right? Because if he's willing to go to Spurs, right, Spurs just have way more than we have to offer. Houston, way more than we have to offer, right? There's several teams. I mean, even the Warriors, these teams, they just have so much more than we have to offer. So I just think more likely than not, he's probably going to go to one of those teams. But if he really wants to come to Lakers, I mean, look, him and Anthony Davis make all the sense in the world as a pairing, as a duo for now and the future, right? Him, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, keep Dorian Finney-Smith. You're going to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. It'd be very good, right? If De'Aaron Fox became available tomorrow, you trade everything to go get him. The only guy I would want to keep is Max Christie, and it's just for his 3-and-D wing ability, and that's it, right? But if he's the guy that, if you have to trade him to go get De'Aaron Fox, then fine, you trade him to go get De'Aaron Fox, right? Because De'Aaron Fox, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis is enough for you to win a championship if guys are healthy, right? You just need to kind of slot in that two guard. You can find somebody in free agency. LeBron James could take a discount and take whatever he wants, right? So, again, he was willing to take $20+ million this past season to go get guys like DeMar DeRozan. You don't think he would do that to have a chance at an NBA championship? Of course he would. But here's my thing. Again, I don't know how serious the rumors are to the Lakers. I wouldn't get my hopes up on it. If it happens, great, right? Good luck, everybody else, right? I think it's going to be fantastic. But it's not just would he come to Lakers? I just worry the Lakers may wait for him, right? Because Lakers have other needs right now. And I don't want to see Rob Pelinka and the Lakers wait around for De'Aaron Fox. I have no problems with them waiting between now and the trade deadline, right? Again, all this stuff, Jimmy Butler and now De'Aaron Fox and all that. You don't know what's going to happen between now and February 6th. A million things could happen between now and February 6th. There could be 20 new guys that aren't even available right now that all of a sudden are available now that maybe make more sense than the guys that are available now, right? A different star could become available that does want to go to the Lakers now, right? Who knows, right? You be patient. I love that we got the Dorian Finney-Smith deal, right? Rob Pelinka supposedly still active, still listening, as he should, but wants to kind of evaluate, wants to take, this month, the month of January, and evaluate, right? I'm okay with that. Lakers keep winning, which is good. The more that they win, the easier it is to kind of evaluate and take that step back and kind of see, what does the landscape look like? Because, and it also gives you more leverage from a leverage point because, if you're going to these conversations and you're the 12th seed, it's hey, we really need this guy, right? But if you're in the position the Lakers are in, where they're the 4th seed and you're a game and a half out of like the 2 seed, well, then now you're just at a different point, right? Now you're at this point of leverage. Now it's like, yeah, we don't need this guy, but we like this guy. Again, I'm not saying that that's the make or break, but I'm just saying, like, now you're not coming from a point of desperation. Now teams don't look at you as desperate as you would be if you were the 12th seed, right? So there's a little more negotiation ability. But my concern is that the Lakers have a history of waiting, such as Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, some of these guys, right? Like, where they wait for that guy and then he doesn't come, and then it's like, okay, well, what scraps are left? Oh, yeah, go bring in that box and let's see what we got, right? Like, and that's my problem. Like, I don't want to see the Lakers fall into that trap. If you can get De'Aaron Fox, if De'Aaron Fox wants to be a Laker and nowhere else, you will get De'Aaron Fox on the Lakers and nowhere else. That's the least of your concerns, right? But you can't take the risk that he may want to and may be interested on going elsewhere. And now you're stuck holding the bag and you just wasted another season. Or he stays in Sacramento this season. And now because you have these dreams and, of making it big in Hollywood, right? Like, because you're going to go get De'Aaron Fox this offseason, and De'Aaron Fox and Dorian Finney-Smith and LeBron James and Anthony Davis and all these guys. Hey, that's cute. But I don't want to see the Lakers do that. Like, that's my biggest concern is, like, I just think it's very unlikely that he's coming to the Lakers. And 2, the more that reports come out that, like, hey, Lakers could be a destination, I think part of that is just media buzz and drawing up, right? Because when you talk about the Lakers, it's going to get clicks. People are going to want to watch. People are going to want to listen. People are going to want to hear, right? On top of that, right, it's, I think, part because, again, he's a Klutch client, so they're looking at it as like, you have LeBron and Rich Paul and the Laker ties, and, we saw what he did with Anthony Davis, right? So he may end up doing the same thing for De'Aaron Fox and yada, 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 right? Like, that's basically the gist of it, right? And so I think that that's kind of where the bulk of the Lakers, De'Aaron Fox, I don't think it's really realistic. Because, again, I don't think he's going to say, because I do think that there's an argument that, like, Houston, right? Like, imagine Houston this season, but instead of Fred VanVleet, there we go. Imagine instead of him, you had De'Aaron Fox. Think of how much better that team would be, right? Like, they would be, I think, in the hunt for the 1 seed right now, right? And then, or, you put De'Aaron Fox on the Spurs right now. Not even adding any other pieces, which if the Spurs do trade for De'Aaron Fox at that point, if you're the Spurs, you have to go all in at that point. Right? You can't mess around. You can't play games with it. You have to go all in at that point. But, like, imagine how that looks right now with De'Aaron Fox on the Spurs. Spurs have been very good this season. You add De'Aaron Fox to that mix and him and Wemby long, like, it'd be tough, right? So, again, I just think that there's probably arguably better places long term. And 2, I also think just, the fact that I could see Sacramento taking a lesser package just to not have to send him to the Lakers. Right? Like, we could offer Reeves, Connect, and 2 firsts, and then whatever, Rui for salary filler, and then whatever salary filler, right? Boom, here you go. Give up all our young guys, right? There you go, it's yours. And somebody like, I don't know, the Warriors come in and they're like, we'll give you a Kuminga and a first. I could see them being like, all right, we'll take Kuminga in the first, right? Just to not have to send him to the Lakers, and that's the problem. But if there is any shot that you can actually get him, you get him, right? I just don't know if that's going to really be an option. Now, if we get news tomorrow or whatever that, like, hey, De'Aaron Fox is available, he's officially, we get the Jimmy Butler news that we got for him, right? But for De'Aaron Fox, then yes, you pick up that phone if you're Rob and you're, hey, da-da-da, and you're having the conversations, you're in the thick of it, you're in the mix, and you're trying to do what you can do between now and the trade deadline. But we don't know, and we haven't gotten word of that, and until we do, you need to keep focusing on the now, right? Build the contender right now, and then if De'Aaron Fox does become available, you figure it out from there. right? You might not even have to trade your first and be able, like, you might not have to trade your first if like, go get Bruce Brown and Valanciunas. You get to keep, you can keep all your firsts, and you're probably a legit contender at that point, right? Because now you got a point of attack, athletic, versatile guard. You got Austin Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. You got depth, versatility, you got size, you got switchability, you got defense, offense, you got all that you need. And then in the offseason, if, De'Aaron Fox becomes available, well, you still have Austin Reeves, right? That you'd have as trade bait. You'd have Dalton Connect, right? And then you're just trying to add salary filler or whatever. Or LeBron might be able to take enough of a discount to where you could just absorb a lot of his contract, right? Like, and not just that, but you have like Dorian Finney-Smith who could take a discount. Right? You have multiple. Bruce Brown's money falls off the books, so you have him to take a discount, right? Like, you could do so many things. Like, you'd be fine. Focus on the mission and the task at hand. Don't get lost by the new shiny toy, is my point, right? But as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? I feel, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.